Taiwan, even though it is a small island, but I was left awestruck by its beauty. With mountains over 3,000 meters, national parks, skyscrapers, temples, and night markets, my 4 days in Taiwan was full of joy. And in this video, I will tell you how you can plan a perfect trip to this beautiful country. Journey to Taiwan is split into two. And the first leg of this journey is to the world's best airport. So it is quite early here. It's 8:15. I landed at 7:15. So right now Rain Vortex is not open yet. Singapore Changi Airport is the best airport in the world, and for all the right reasons. Number one is Rain Vortex. Number two is there are over 280 retail and dining outlets. Apart from that, the airport is so creative and I love being here. So it is time to move to the check-in counter of EVA Air. I'm flying to Taiwan with them, and let's see how my check-in experience with them feels like. So after a seamless check-in experience, I'm checking out the lounge over here, which is Silver Crest Lounge. As a Star Alliance member, EVA Air uses the premium Singapore Airlines lounge at Changi Airport, which works perfectly on such long layovers. Apart from early boarding and welcome drinks, you are served delicious 3-course meals with variety of both vegetarian and non-vegetarian options. There is extra leg space, recliner beds, extra storage space, excellent in-flight amenities, and after 4.5 hours, I finally made it to Taipei, Taiwan. The hotel is so beautiful. बहुत ही Harry Potter या vintage vibe है. कल मैं रात को पहुंची थी, बहुत थक गई थी, इसीलिए I couldn't really record properly and give you an update to you guys yesterday. But today is day 1 of exploration. Today is just understanding about Taiwan and Taipei and seeing the city, but it's going to be a very exciting day. Our journey started to the most historic neighborhood to visit Longshan Temple that was built in 1738. Despite it getting destroyed in numerous earthquakes and fires, the locals have consistently rebuilt and renovated it. It is said that all your questions here are always answered with the help of these blocks in the form of a yes or a no.
This is how you communicate with the deities. Talk to the deities with your date of birth, your name, and your address. And then after that, you can ask the deities a question. And then once you've completed your question, then you throw it on the ground. So if you get one side up, one side down, this means yes.
Okay.
And then if you get both sides down, and it means no. So what if it's like both sides up? It actually means laughing, like smiling. It's because your question was either too ambiguous or it's not clear enough.
Is it a yes or a no?
It's a yes.
I asked the same question 3 times to the deities, and every time I got a yes as an answer. No wonder why the single locals come here in the hopes that their true love will marry them and stay with them forever. From here, we moved to our next spot, which was to Dehao Street to play a little dress up. This local dress is called Chi Pao, and you can dress up and go around for a photo shoot. So I'm in Chi Pao, and Alex here got us to such a nice place where we can click really creative photos. The next thing was to try a local cuisine at Rice and Shine, and the vegetarian food here was so wholesome. But where we are going next is something I was really looking forward to since the beginning of this trip. Taipei 101. Formerly known as the Taipei World Financial Center, was officially classified as the world's tallest from its opening in 2004 until the 2010 completion of the Burj Khalifa. The bird-eye view is truly magical from here, and you can also get a glimpse of exhilarating fireworks that has happened in the past. We then went to Elephant Mountain, where the view of Taipei 101 towering over the skyline is magical. So we are ending our day at Din Tai Fung, which is one of the most famous restaurants. मुझे अभी Alex बता रही थी कि कभी कभार वेटिंग 7 बजे भी आओ तो 9 बजे की भी नहीं मिलती है क्योंकि इतना ज़्यादा बुक हो जाता है. are mini red buns and these are actually desserts.
Looks like this.
Today is day 2 of exploring Taipei city and we are, as you can see, in a very different location. This is the volcanic landscape and this is right in the middle of the city, which is crazy to think that you can see fumes and sulfur over here. You can hike, there are several hiking spots and the national park is really beautiful. The drive is of 1 hour. You just have to pay the parking fees if you're getting your own car, but there are also buses directly from the city and you can see such a beautiful landscape so close to Taipei.
From here we moved to Bethol. On our way we saw the famous Sulphur Valley and also stopped to have lunch in Marshall Zen Garden, which is a lesser known Japanese style building, famous for its full course meals in this luxury room and sulphur hot springs. Bethol Thermal Valley was a sight to behold. This jade-like spring, covered with mist, was once known as the Hell Valley. The temperature here is between 80 to 100 degrees Celsius, and that is why in olden days, visitors were able to enjoy boiling eggs at the valley.
So we are right now exploring the streets and the cute side of Taiwan, and this street is so colorful and nice. We are finally seeing so many animes and it's just a vibe. We are trying to find bubble tea and just walking around, buying souvenirs. You have to keep at least an evening to see such a vibe and such a different setting of Taiwan.
Today, the first spot for us was taking this 30-minute scenic cable ride to Maokong. Maokong is known as the most scenic spot in Taipei to drink quality, locally grown tea, and that is exactly why we were here.
Now this is just plucked from the tea plantation. And of course we have the tea oil, spring noodles, and then this is the tea fried egg. We have the fried tea leaves, and then also the tofu with tea. Also you can see this little black dot is the tea leaves, and then this is just the tea oil.
The next location for today was Wulai, famous for its hot springs and original culture.
So we drove for an hour and have reached this really vibey town. This is Wulai, and as you can see, this waterfall is so beautiful. There is also a gondola if you want to have a gondola ride over here. If you want to come to this town, I'll highly recommend because this is for sure one of my favorite towns. And you can also see the tribal culture and indigenous people over here.
This cafe in Wulai just stole my heart. From brilliant coffee to the handicrafts made by the tribal people. From here, we took the Wulai scenic train that was used by Japanese government in 1928 to reach the flea and street markets in Wulai to try the Taiwan's famous tiki dough called mochi.
You are not supposed to eat this in one bite because otherwise you'll choke yourself. So eat in multiple bites. I was having the red bean one, so lesson number 2 is for sure buy this. 10 on 10. It's hotter than the yesterday's.
Apart from this, you can enjoy the hot springs and the scenic views from the suspension bridge. We decided to end the day in Raohe Street, one of the city's oldest night markets, famous for its all-round Taiwanese street food experience. As a vegetarian, my mind was blasting with happiness because of all the awesome food.
So today was one of the best days in Taiwan. We just crossed the night market and we can see the temple. The vegetarian food, the quality has been amazing. So I will highly recommend you guys that if you're a vegetarian, for sure, try the street market. Tomorrow we have even more exciting things planned. So I'll just cut it short over here, end the day and jump on to the next day. Welcome to the last day of exploring Taipei. As you can see,
The landscape behind me has completely changed. This is Yelio Geopark. It is one of the most unique things I have ever seen in my life. We can see so many mushroom rocks, and all this formation happened because of constant erosion. The land was lifting up, and when it got lifted up, there were waves. There are ginger rocks, there are candle rocks, there are Sunday ice cream rocks. So it's very, very unique, and you have to come here. From here, we drove 40 minutes to Jiffen, known for its narrow alleyways packed with tea houses, street food shacks, and souvenir shops. My favorite here was the peanut ice cream, which is something I have not tried anywhere else. It is said Jiffen looks almost identical to the town shown in the famous animated feature film Spirited Away, although the director of this film has denied the claims. You can either enjoy Amity House or sit in a local restaurant that offers stunning views. Last thing on our agenda was to visit Pingsi district. So we are in Pingsi district, and this is the waterfall, our second last location that we are visiting. After that, we are also going to Floating Lantern Place. But I think this is really, really beautiful. This is the dry season, and still the flow of the waterfall is so nice. So imagine if you're coming during the monsoon or rainy weather, how beautiful it will be. Pingsi district is famous for its Pingsi line. Taking a ride on the Pingsi line is like taking a step back in time. So close to the waterfall, we came to this epic place. As you can see, I'm standing right on the railway track, and people are flying lanterns. On the lanterns, they write wishes. So this place is such a vibe. I thought something like this only exists in Vietnam, but I can actually shop and have something to eat and watch train passing by. So this was all my adventure in Taiwan. I hope this video was helpful. I think for me personally, I love Taiwan, and I would like to come back, especially for the food, because the food over here was amazing. I was here only for 4 days but saw so many things, and I would love to explore more. If you have any questions about traveling to Taiwan, please comment below, and like, share, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. And I hope this video was helpful. Bye bye and take care. I actually thought I will end the vlog here, but I really want to show you the Taipei airport as well as Eva Air's lounge. Even though I was enjoying the comfort at EVA Air's lounge, I was feeling sad to leave Taiwan too. The 5 days trip ended so fast, and I sincerely hope I get the chance to visit this beautiful country again. Until next time.